じゃね
愛してる。
Hello everybody, Megazord here, back at it again to give you another very exciting video, and for today, I'll be reviewing ReZero episode 10 called I Know Hell. And if you hadn't already done so, you can go ahead and click that card in the corner to check out that episode review for episode 9. If you so happen to miss it, I did actually manage to stream that one review. It was a little bit different though, but now I'm kind of back on the recording side, just kind of, you know, experimenting every now and then though. So you can go ahead and see that if you want to, then bounce back over and watch this one though. But man, I gotta say with this one, oh shoot, we finally get to see the witch that has really been tormenting Subaru for all of these episodes from season 1 all the way up until now, and we finally get to see her in action, and her name's none other than Setella. And I gotta say, man, this girl got some serious issues, and all that, you know, dark, murky stuff around her. It's just, you know, you just get like this really bad, weird feeling, eerie feeling when you're remotely seeing this woman, you know, play across the screen though. Man, I definitely feel bad for her, and I don't know what in the world happened to her that sort of kind of put her within that mood or feeling though. But man, that's just a lot in terms of all of that though. But man, there's a lot I gotta say about this episode though, but you know what, I ain't gonna be able to cover it all within my impressions though. So let's go ahead and dive up into this though. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight up into this episode review of ReZero season 2. Finally, an episode with some answers. By no means was this whole picture explained in this episode, but this is the first time since the mystery started heating up that we had a better feeling of what's going on, and finally were able to catch a breath. Well, the first episode had to deal with Setella, and there's quite a bit of stuff to unpack in that opening scene, but what really stood out was the way the flashbacks from all the people Setella had swallowed were handled. Clips of them play in the background while Subaru's struggling face is shown in the foreground. The blurring visual effects, which blend background and foreground together into a vague and liminal space, underline the eeriness of the whole scene. The other thing I want to praise is the music for this season, and in this episode in particular. The new tracks for this season have a consistent ominous tone, so that even the breather scenes where characters are explaining things to each other have a tense undertone to them. And I'm glad I finally had the chance to highlight all of this within this episode review, because there are always way too much stuff developing plot-wise every week that I had to keep putting the technical talk aside. And ReZero might have been less eventful this week, besides, you know, Setella making her appearance within the first part of this episode, but its core strengths have been constant factor every episode, so this episode still had me enthralled. To briefly sum up the plot this time, Subaru learns more about Rizu's deal and makes up his mind to use return by death power to scout for information, even at the cost of his own life. In this conversation with Ekidana last episode, he declared that intention, but this time we see how he carries himself emotionally with that resolve. The results are mixed. He wept upon seeing Amelia again, but after that he goes about with an air of stoic cheerfulness. Yet the fluctuations in his emotional state are completely believable due to the solid directing throughout the series as a whole. And that scene where he tells Garfield, quote, "I know hell," has some gut-wrenching weight to it. I'll end this week's review with some stray thoughts I had while watching these developments play out. Subaru should count himself lucky that Setella continues to let him return by death, even after he rejected her love so thoroughly. When Subaru said, "I had an easier time loving Ekidana or any of the other witches has really got a sting. And maybe Setella senses that Subaru doesn't completely hate her and he wants to save her even. But I would understand if she, decided to cut him off by the end of it though. And in fact, that's probably the best thing for her instead of, being blindly obsessive over him. I know it's hard, girl, but he's just not into you. Let's just be real, girl. He's just not into you. But also, it seems that I might end up being proven wrong about Echidna yet again. I mean, Echidna as a whole, I feel like, first I thought, what she might be, has some ulterior motives. Then I'm thinking, she's on the good side. And then, now, I don't know, there might have some mixed, ulterior motives. I don't know. It's hard to get a grasp on this woman because this episode revealed that there is an unreasonable number of Rizu copies running around, and that it's all in result of a failed experiment by Echidna to become immortal. I have a feeling that Echidna is trying to get back into the world of the living somehow, some way, and I can never trust the good intentions of a character whose ultimate goal is immortality. Look back at multiple different shows. When anybody ever tries to get immortality, they're usually portrayed as the bad guy or somebody that has some twisted ulterior goals in mind though. So I don't know, we just all gonna have to keep an eye out on Echidna going from this point forward though, because I don't know, this is something off with her. And how much focus she's getting, even though she's already a dead character. How much can a dead character get in terms of development and overall just attention on herself, even though she's not within the land of the living like this? So I mean, I don't know, you just want to keep your eye out on her though. But that's pretty much all I got to say about this episode review though. But y'all gotta let me know down in the comment section down below, what all do you think about this episode as a whole? Did Setella really give you some goosebumps seeing her play out and just saying how many times that she really loved Subaru like that though? And then what do you think about Echidna and some of the thoughts I kind of ended my review off with? Do you still have some kind of suspicion about Echidna, or am I just really kind of overthinking things a little bit too much and being a little too cautious about her though? And then what do you think about Subaru and his plans of being able to try to get out a little bit more information and to see if he finally can, be able to change fate just enough where he's going to be able to save everybody that's still residing at the mansion for the moment though? We're all going to have to basically see how this all plays out though. So that's pretty much all for my episode review. So if you really like this review, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things ReZero Season 2 that's happening this season, y'all. And honestly, we only got like a few more episodes left, so I mean, we're almost in the final stretch of it before we're going to see the second curve of things, or how things play out within the winter season though. So remember y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.
つれえ思いも知らねえやつが分かったような口を聞くんじゃねえ。知ってるよ。地獄なら知ってる。もう何度も見てきた。